I have used ChatGPT to generate unit tests for my already running Django app. 20 test cases were generated, and 10 of them fails. There is no fault in my code. What is happening here? It all started simple, with asking ChatGPT, what is the best unit test framework for Django? As the supreme intelligence that ChatGPT claims to be, it answers the embedded unit test framework in Django. We start off by asking it to generate unit tests for the model form. We get 5 tests for the model and 3 for the model form. If we check the Django documentation, they specifically recommend to use the base class Django test instead of the more generic unit test for the test cases. Now ChatGPT follows this. Great! Gold star! We also do unit tests for the serializer for the model. Note the difference in date-time format between test serializer valid and test serializer valid data. Then it is time to unit test the templates. ChatGPT comments that it's not customary to do this, but I want to check the existence of the questionnaire or the form, so it gives me 5 suggestions. Finally, we generate unit tests for the view. In this case, I focus on the get and post functions of the form. We get 4 test cases for this method. Now, if you found interest in this video, do subscribe and like so it can spread to even more people. Thank you. Then we ask ChatGPT again, where do we put the test files and how do we run them? Now they are simply dumped into the same directory where we have the code of this function, LeadMag in my example. And running the tests is as simple as executing the command manage.py tests and the function which is called LeadMag in my example. Now, the first KPI, the error rate. 20 unit tests were generated, and when we run them, 10 of them fails. That is 50%. There are no errors in my code. So what is going on? After a lot of debugging of the unit tests themselves, I conclude that ChatGPT actually misunderstood part of the code, and for another thing, it put in the wrong datetime format in parts of the code. So when these problems are fixed, we can run everything, all the 20 test cases again, and they are good. Second KPI, the character count. Let's dwell a bit on statistics. If we compare keystrokes in the prompts with what has been generated, we found that we were generating 2 times the input to the output. That is a significant gain in productivity. Like it. Now, we also needed to fix some errors, but it turns out that we only need to change 8% of the generated characters, and after that we run fault-free. So counting faulty characters is small, but the effort to find and fix them should not be neglected. So is my frustration legit? No. It looked bad with 50% failed tests, but with some skills in coding and unit testing, we can fix those 8% characters that came out wrong, and in the end, rate the 2 times productivity boost that we get when we use ChatGPT for generating unit tests. That will make us even more productive. So, for the future, Be prepared to put some effort into the unit tests that are generated. And secondly, the need for coding skills and unit testing skills means that software developers are not threatened on the job market. At least, not just yet. Next video on this series will be on documentation. It will show up as suggested here when it comes out. See you in there.